Week 13. We're looking at a bit of a call and response. So like trying to get out of closed guard, because we've been doing closed guard the last couple of weeks, how we can get out of there, but then also having a look at like what can sort of go wrong as you're trying to exit the closed guard. So there's a little bit to do for both players this week. So first of all, we actually started with technique. We usually start with a game. We didn't. We started by just having a look at when you want to get out of the closed guard, Nogi specifically, we're going to do it a little bit different to how we would do it in the gi. So my partner is here and has me in the closed guard. In the gi, I would usually look to control sleeves and then start to get tall and then make my way up. Everything's happening a little bit quicker, no-gi, so I'm gonna try to get to my feet a little bit faster because I'm not too worried about the threat of like collars and lapels. I can momentarily put my head down as long as I have inside position with the biceps. So some people like to go armpits, I like to go biceps like this where I can control and sort of flare. I'm gonna bring my head down towards the center of the chest, and then I'm gonna shift my hips forward so it makes my feet light. So I'm gonna come forwards like this, and then I'm gonna go to both feet at the same time, up. Then from here, I want to get vertical as quickly as I can. So I'm gonna start to walk my feet in and walk my hands up the body so that my partner can't follow me. I just keep taking steps up the body. Sometimes the legs will pop as this is happening. If they don't, I get tall. Whichever leg is lower, I'm gonna reach back, making like a C post on the ankle, give that a pop. Then from here, I wanna split my stance. So I'm gonna step my right foot back. It's not that important, but most people want to drop into De La Riva, K-guard, X-guard, whatever, on your right leg. So we just sort of told everybody here, like if you can get in a habit of when you do break the guard open, just keeping that right leg back a little bit, can give you a little bit extra time to start getting set up for passing before your partner just starts rocking. So the main thing that comes up when you get up this way, because your feet are narrow, is that double ankle sweep, like the classic one. So I jump up, I get tall, my partner comes straight for the ankles. They're gonna bring their knees together, drop me to the ground. I know that this is coming, so I'm deliberately gonna try to fall square to my back, and as soon as we land, I pinch my knees together. With his knees touching, this is gonna make it hard for him to stand up. He'll try to sit up to try to come on top, but this is gonna block the path. From here, there's a few different things that I can do. The most simple is to just bridge my hips in the air, which will throw his feet up in front of me. And then I can go on either foot that I like, make a grip, push it up into the air. And then I'm gonna do a technical stand up, sort of like a Turkish get up, plant opposite hand and foot, bring it up behind me. And then I'm ready to start passing the guard. But from here, I've got the guard open, and that'll happen pretty quickly, especially if you know that that's what they're gonna do. I'll sort of round my back, get ready to go to the ground fast, hit the hips, bridge, and then get up quickly. It'd sort of look like real time. And then come in and getting straight up. So because of the, like, he's not having grips on my sleeve, on my pants, on my collar, like it does make it hard for him to get up and make his way through and get on top of me with that double ankle. That's why we don't really rate that double ankle sweep for no-gi especially, because it does sort of land you here. And also, it does land you, see him in the legs. Depending on how your partner likes to play, like it does land you in a position where your partner can start to enter your legs and starting to set up, especially outside heel hooks. There's like a few different variations that all happen from this position where you can start getting your legs attacked. So I don't think strategically that's the best maneuver. Then from here, we had a look at what are some things that can go wrong when you're trying to get up quickly. So my partner, if they have the head down and they don't have that inside bicep position, like a really strong submission when someone's head is buried onto your chest is a Kosovo cradle. This has been like, I've seen a bunch of people hitting this in competition lately. We've both been trying it in the gym. It's super simple and it just works really well. So my partner is inside of my guard here. He puts their head down, but he doesn't have the bicep position, or I could even just swim a hand to the inside so that I can cover the back of the head with the inside of my elbow across the back of the neck here. Then I'm hipping out to the side, and I'm gonna look to take my arm here and scoop underneath, similar to like if I was gonna go for a K-guard entry from close guard, except my partner's posture is down. This works particularly well for people that want to play posture down. I've found that like people doing a lot of MMA and stuff like that who like to be in this head down position when they're on top, because they're used to throwing strikes from here. For us in grappling, like this position is awesome for the Kosovo. So I'm gonna start to come through, threading underneath, and I'm gonna look to try to get my hands together. I have pretty long arms and legs, so I can just reach here, but you might have to like open your guard and spin yourself around a little bit to try to get to this position. Now from here, I wanna bring my knee down towards the floor, and I'm gonna bring like sort of like the back part of my, between my Achilles and my calf, like this sort of bit here, I wanna jam it straight against his lowest rib. It's sort of like a compression crushing on the ribs. You'll crack the ribs and then eventually the person can't breathe either. So it's like a compression choke and it's pretty nasty on the ribs. And depending on the shape of the person's body who you're trying to put this on, it'll look very different. So if you guys are both like sort of longer, lankier people, you'll be able to lock a full body triangle around them. Or if your partner's a little bit rounder through the midsection, it'll just be ankle to ankle. So it'll look different all the time. So from here, I come through, get the touch here, get the fingers together. You can see I've drive my knee all the way down to the floor, so this puts a nice angle for my the back of my Achilles into that like lower floating rib, and then I'm gonna come all the way up and I lock ankle to ankle. If I could lock a full body triangle, awesome. For here I can't. And then I'm gonna start to squeeze my legs together and drive my feet out as I keep the grip here. And then I'm getting the tap. There's heaps of different positions. You can do this from top, on the side, like lots of different entries. You could build a whole game around trying to get into that submission. I think there's probably plenty of other stuff that you could be doing, but just in that one position, like when someone drops their head down on your chest, I think that's the simplest, easiest thing to do. If you are not able to link your hands together, like you've got the quite short arms, remember that last week we looked at getting to the clamp position and climbing your legs up and then starting to attack triangles, omoplatas, stocks position, all that sort of stuff. So if you're not sort of lanky, Kosovo might not be your vibe, but there's tons of other stuff that you could do once you have your partner's posture in the closed guard if their hands go onto the mat. The other thing we looked at was if our partner does stand up, if we don't rate that double ankle sweep, what are some things that we do rate? Nogi. I really like the muscle sweep. When I'm here and my partner stands up, if I can feel that his knees are on the outside of my hips, I can choose either side, I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna hook. Here, at the same time that I uppercut with my right arm, I'm gonna drive my hip into the side of his knee, sort of like I was hula hooping over to the right, and buckle this leg here, bringing him down. As soon as he starts to off balance and goes past the tipping point, I'm gonna open my legs. Then from here, I'm gonna start to come through and look to sit up. This is a whole sort of bunch of technique on its own just from this position. I could cup the back of the head, and then depending on his play, if he posts this hand onto the mat, I could shoot through into triangles. If he frames on me with this arm, I can come over and rolling into the armbar. Or if he keeps his arms to his body, then I'm gonna come up, look to finish on the mount position, and coming on top. The last sweep that I like from here is actually super dumb, but I think it's very effective. If someone is defending against you hitting that muscle sweep, they will often internally rotate their hips and point their knees inwards. Partner stands up, they feel me coming underneath, they'll point their knees in like this, and it makes it really hard for me to get into this position because I need to slip my hips through the legs. As soon as I see this, I'm gonna look for double wrist control and drop and lock the legs here. I squeeze the knees together, and then I'm gonna hit the mermaid. I just start to tilt until I feel him off balance, keep his wrists and put him down. Then from here, coming up on top, starting to work. That sweep, again, super stupid, but it just works. If you're chasing the muscle sweep and they put the legs together, I find that this will go. And obviously if someone stands up, you can just start playing open guard if you want, but while you have the legs around them, you have a few really strong options there: Kosovo cradle, muscle sweep, mermaid sweep, that you could start to immediately get into some good positions or maybe even submissions. Our games that we worked here today now were from the close guard. Can your partner get into a standing position and then get your ankles open for more than a couple of seconds? Now, you on the bottom, you're trying to off balance and get on top, or you're trying to get a submission, but you cannot have your guard open for more than a couple of seconds. So if my partner's standing up and I'm hitting that sweep and he's like starting to go, yes, I can open the legs and come up on top. But if I open the legs and then 1, 2, and he's not stumbling, falling off balance, if he's just steady and got the legs open for more than a couple of seconds, that's gonna be a loss for me. And that's what we spent most of our time doing, was making sure that everybody could go over the basics of all of this stuff, and then we just went live, partner trying to stand up, bottom player trying to sweep or submit.